Hi there, my name is Monique Foote, and my family and myself have been coming to Graylag for about 4 years now.
Hi, my name is Zachary Foote.
Hi, my name is Leo Foote, and
Hi, I'm Robin Wright, a retired country singer, and my husband first brought me to Graylag in like 1978.
I am Fred Silverstein. I had the pleasure of attending Graylag for 11 years in my younger days. I was 7 years a camper, 2 years as a junior counselor, and then 2 years working in the kitchen. Anything to get back to Graylag.
My name is Paul York, and I'm here at Graylag, and I'd like to share with you some of my experiences. How did I get to Graylag? Well, a couple years ago, my wife and I were traveling in New England, and my wife went online and found a place where we could spend 2 nights, and that place was Graylag. And so we came to Graylag, and after getting here, I realized that Graylag was the Bob Cousy basketball camp that I had experienced in my childhood, because Bob Cousy would take his boys to the same church that my family went to in Northwood, which is the next town over.
My first year here was the second year that the camp was open, and we had about 36 eager campers. Bob Cousy was not here. He bought an interest in the camp in my third year as a camper. The camp changed dramatically from a small number of campers to immediately 110 every year once Bob was here. It was quite an attraction. And yes, it was a basketball camp, of course, with 2 basketball courts and later a third court. Everybody played a full basketball game every day. We also had instruction sessions and workouts, but surprisingly, it was still a full-service camp. We had just about every activity you can imagine. And it's where a New York City boy, where I learned about the outdoors. And it was wonderful. In later years, I returned to Graylag, and I brought my wife up here. And she enjoys it immensely. She was a Kentucky girl, and she enjoyed being in the outdoors. And
We did a lot of canoeing and fishing on the lake, and I even caught a few things. Then we brought the grandkids out, and they had such a great time swimming and off the dock, and it was just, it was a wonderful thing to see the grandkids out here. And they were young at the time. Now they're grown. I wish they'd have stayed about 4 or 5 forever.
what I like best about Graylag is fishing. I started with bluegill and perch, and then one year after another, I'd catch a little bigger and a little bigger until last night I caught a catfish about this big, and the biggest fish I've ever caught. It's my personal best, and I'm so happy about it.
You got something. Ooh! Oh, was it a perch? What was it?
To find this little group of cabins that still existed in this crazy, busy world that we live in. And we dropped in for 3 days, and they were 3 of the happiest days of our lives, truly. And so we've been coming back every year. We look forward to it maybe a little more than we look forward to Christmas. And when we arrive, there's just something that almost physically happens, that you just sort of let the outside world kind of go, and you just drop into nature, and everything slows down, and it's stunning. So we are so thankful for Graylag for all that it is and all that it gives us each year.
We were excited about everything. I mean, having grown up in this area, you know, it wasn't too shocking for us to necessarily see water and mountains and the trails and everything, but the fact that we had not been here before and that we'd not really heard of it in the state that it's in now as Graylag, and the amount of exploring we did from the very first day. We had to keep reminding ourselves that we were here for several days and we didn't have to see everything all at once. And 4 years later, we still haven't seen everything, which is fantastic. I love that. I just went on a hike this morning that on a trail that I'd never been on, and it's not new.
This place is just a joy to come to. I think it's close to 300 acres. There's trails, there's the pond, there's flowers everywhere, there's lots of wildlife. It's a great place for kids. It's got a nice beach, and like I say, it's got a lot of boats. They even have a sailboat that's fun. And we've met some really nice people. That's another thing about staying at Graylag. Because it's such a small community, you will meet some of the nicest people, and everybody is welcoming to each other. It's just a very unusual environment.
We would have a campfire every year up in the woods, and everybody in the camp would come, and we were instructed to bring a rock about the size of our fist. And that was known as our soul stone. And once we left the soul stone at the campsite, we were obligated to always come back. And here I am about 75 years later, and I'm back, and I have been back all of these years.